Hey y'all, welcome back. Again, my name is Aiden Cushing with Rabbit Run Games, and this is part 2 of a tutorial series on real-time location-based head look. The last video in the series took care of the basic components and setup required to make this technique work, and in this video, we'll be tackling the head turn itself. This is part 2 in a series, so if you haven't watched part 1, I definitely suggest doing that first. When we last left off, we had added our virtual bone to the skeleton to act as our look waypoint. If we move over to our animation blueprint, the addition of this bone will open up a number of possibilities. First off, we'll need a few public variables. We'll need a vector we'll call lookLocation, representing the world space location of the bone, an actor variable we'll call lookTargetABP, and a float we'll call alpha. Making these public will allow for greater control over components later. If you remember from the last video, we created a begin and end overlap event for the sphere in the player blueprint, and now we're going to build the script for detecting look targets. For the begin overlap event, we need to cast to BP look target. This will check whether the overlapped actor is a BP look target. If this succeeds, we need a reference to the skeletal mesh for the character, and from there we will need to get the animation instance. Once that's in place, we'll cast to the third-person animation blueprint. If this check succeeds, we'll set the overlapped actor to be the new value of lookTargetABP. For the end overlap event, we need to check if the actor that ended overlap is the lookTargetABP. If it is, we need to clear the variable. This system is currently wired to accept a single look target at a time, but I will be making a video in the future to expand this to multiple look targets. Moving back over to the animation blueprint, we need access to two graphs, the anim graph and the base event graph. Starting with the event graph, we need to drag a new node off from the string, an isValid, which will check whether or not lookTarget has a value. If it does, we will set lookLocation to lookTarget's world location and the alpha to 1. This will make sense shortly. If the variable is invalid or does not have a value, the alpha needs to be set to 0. Over in the anim graph, we need to do a few things. First, coming off of the base pose, we need a local to component node, and then from there a transform bone node. For the bone to modify, we want the virtual bone we created to be translated, and we want to replace its location with lookLocation in world space. This step is incredibly important, and if things aren't working properly, this is probably the culprit. For the output node, we need a lookAt node, with the modified bone being the head and the look target being the virtual bone. You'll also want to hook our alpha variable up to this lookAt node, as this will allow us to switch between look mode and the default head position when no look target is in range. After placing a look target in the world, you can see that once it enters the player's sense range, the head snaps to the location of the look target and follows it as long as it remains within the sphere. This head snapping motion is the focus of the next tutorial, as it focuses on easing the character's head from its start position to the look position, creating a far more natural look to the animation. We're almost there, y'all! For part 3 of this tutorial series, please click the link in the description or the card on screen, and feel free to subscribe for more tutorials, devlogs, and future projects.